I don't know where to start, but I'm realizing that the point of life is to prepare you every more and more and more, just to be more and more prepared for what? Well, it's really to get you into a state. It's not even about being prepared, I think. It's about being in the proper state. So life is preparing you and building you and training you to be in the proper state. What's the proper state? Well, maybe by the end of the video we'll figure it out, but here's what happened to me, okay? From early on, I've been challenged, and all those challenges shape the way I think, the way I act, right? And like I said, I don't really know where to start, so I'm going to start with, leaving Israel to come to Uman, going to Budapest for 3 days by myself, and just going with the flow of things, not really having an exact plan, just knowing more or less the general direction, Eventually, I find myself again in Budapest, and all my friends are leaving, going to Israel, and I stayed in Budapest. I made my way back into Ukraine by myself, 20-hour bus ride to Kiev. From Kiev, like a 4-hour train maybe, to Poltava, which I found out there's a nig in Poltava that I've actually heard before. I didn't put two and two together. Nigun is a song, a hymn. So it's obviously an important place, and there's a reason why God sent me to Poltava, and I wandered around Poltava for a while at night by myself in a dark city with barely any lights. I'm saying the buildings weren't really lit up. There was like maybe a light on in one apartment and another apartment, but they weren't lit up. The streets were not lit up. By the gas station, when I got to the gas station, there was a street light outside, 2 of them. But I'm saying I'm walking on dark highways by myself in Poltava, Carrying a backpack on my back and on my chest, These 2 backpacks. Everything I own is in these 2 backpacks, I believe. I don't think I own anything else. This is all my possessions. It's just clothing. Actually, got rid of most of my clothing before I came and got entirely new clothing. Where did I even get the new clothing from? Someone gave me a bunch of clothing, and I might have found more clothing, like on the side of the, on the sidewalk type of situation. Okay, so I'm walking around Poltava. I missed the bus that I'm supposed to take, like the local bus. And it wasn't really my fault. I was there on time. I was there early. All night I'm there waiting for the bus, drinking l'chaim, farbringing, chilling, Just me and God. In middle of a dark Ukrainian city that I didn't even realize was actually probably once a vibrant Jewish place. Walking down roads that Jews walk down on in many different times and in many different circumstances. So yeah, I'm waiting by the bus stop. 3 buses pull up together, not one after the next, together. And none of the numbers on the bus matched the Google Maps number of the bus number. And I didn't really have time to go onto each bus and ask them. And by the time I could figure out which move to make, the first bus already left. The second bus was getting ready to leave. I jumped on the 3rd bus, just desperate. Yo, are you going whatever? Show him? No, wrong bus. All right. I'll take a taxi to the stop where I was supposed to get off the bus, a local ride. And there's nothing really there, and I see there's no buses for another 6 hours. And I'm at this point so exhausted, I'm almost delirious. By the time I got to Hadich, I was delirious. I didn't know what time of day it was. I didn't know anything. So the driver, he's like, look, this is the bus stop. There's nothing here, whatever, I told him, okay, so take me into town. He said, town's 5 kilometers away. You're going to have to walk the 5 kilometers back. There's nothing in town. I said, okay, take me to the next big city. Takes me to the next big place, which is another town. I'm trying to get charge on my phone. My battery at this point is very low. It's very low battery. And my battery pack is already drained. Also, the service there wasn't very good. The internet was very weak. So I just wanted somewhere to sit and charge my phone and be on Wi-Fi. And the store where he dropped me off didn't have that. But they told me, like, go into town. So I start walking into town, put up my finger, and after, like, probably less than 5 minutes, the guy stops. And I was going to ask him, like, where he's going, where he could take me, but he just opened the door for me and told me, come in, you know. Just starts driving. I tell him I need Wi-Fi. I need to charge my phone. Like maybe a restaurant, you know. He thinks for a minute and he says, you know, he knows where to take me. Takes me into town. You know, gets out of the car. He says the owner's not here. They'll be here soon. Gives me Wi-Fi on his phone. He gives me a hotspot. Shows me the bus schedule for the day. And I see there's many more buses scheduled, more than what was showing on Google Maps. Okay, great news. Then he gets out of the car again, talking to the owner who showed up. And he comes back to the car. He says they're gonna show you where the Wi-Fi is. He's using Google Translate. Yeah, they're gonna show you where where you could charge your phone. They're gonna give you Wi-Fi. You stay here, you know. And I had the bus schedule now. You know, he showed me like the website and the app. It wasn't working for me. I guess because I think why it didn't work for me probably was because I don't have a Ukrainian keyboard to type it in Ukrainian. But for whatever reason, I couldn't get it to work. But I had the schedule. I was going to take a picture. He made me take a video of the whole day schedule. So in case I missed one, I can get the next, you know. Okay, very good. The guy really set me up. The owner brought me coffee. I used the bathroom there. I really got taken care of, you know. After like an hour, I had battery, chilling, you know. So I was like, all right, I'll go to my bus, you know. So I walk, it's like 40 minutes back to the highway where the bus is. I wait there for probably about an hour and the bus never comes. And I realized at this point that the schedule must have been off, probably because of the war, but I don't know why. But Google Maps was right. The next bus was in 6 hours. So I was, all right, I'll walk back into town. I just get back into town on the road where he had seen me originally, but he's driving out of town instead of into town. This time he's driving out of town. He rolls down the window, and I didn't realize that it was him at first, but he's saying, Hadich, come. He has his son in the back seat of the car, and they're like, we're taking you to Hadich. Hadich is like an hour and a half drive from there, okay? They took me all the way to Hadich, all the way to the Tzion. They took me all the way to where I needed to get to, the Jewish compound there. You know, I told them to come in. They got out of the car to come in, but the guard wouldn't let them in. I guess because on Shabbos, he thought they were gonna, like, I don't know what he thought, but the guard didn't let them in, which is interesting because I've seen reviews on Google Maps. It looks like Goyim go there too. So I don't know. But they didn't let them in. And I asked them in the car where they're going. He said they're going fishing. They had an inflatable boat in the back. They were going fishing in Hadich. But they had told me they were looking for me. They said they drove around town. They were looking for me. Okay? They took me to Hadich. And why am I telling you this? I'm trying to tell you, like, these were all like moments where I had to endure. I had to become durable. I couldn't just give up and panic. I mean, I could have had a panic attack. So far, what I'm telling you, the circumstances could have led to a panic attack, if you know. But I managed, and I kept cool. I remember even thinking at some point, you know, like, God, you're not gonna strand me here forever. Like, you got me here. What do you want with me here? Like, you made everything work out so far. It's all gonna work out. And I remember, like, knowing that it's gonna work out. And it did. In Hadich, I had a really, really good time. I also got beaten up very badly by the guy that runs security there and runs, like, the whole situation. My body still aches. But that was also a test of durability. And I endured it, and I made my peace with him after. You know, I spoke to him, saying, because no one there was going to help me. The rabbi took his side, saying the guy wouldn't even give me back my phone. After he beat me up, he maced me, took my phone, and then locked me in my cabin. Okay? He wouldn't give me back my phone. He wanted my code. He wanted to see what pictures I had of him, a video. I had a video of him, like, chasing me and trying to punch me. He wanted me to delete it. Okay, after like 24 hours, I showed him, like, the rabbi took us to a room. He gave me my phone, the guy. I opened it up, showed him that I deleted the video from there and from my trash, whatever. Okay, good to go, fine. And then, like, you know, I sat down next to him at the meal just to, like, see what was up. He got up and left right away, didn't come back. He locked me in the cabin again that night. But in the morning, I walked over to him in his car after his I didn't even see his child was there, but his child happened to be there also as I was walking up to him. And I shook his hand. I said, you have a problem with me? I don't know, or something. He said, no. So good. After that, he didn't lock me back in my cabin. He didn't make me any problems. And by the way, I don't think I really deserve to be beaten up. I'm saying I didn't do anything wrong to him. I really didn't. Like, even from what they said, I said, fuck you. I said this, that. I'm saying, yeah, you come at me when I'm wasted. I was wasted. I drank 3 cups of wine and like 2 half cups of vodka that the guy I was drinking with. I don't know. He didn't realize I was drinking the wine. And I drank the vodka. Yeah, it's me. It's my responsibility. But I didn't care if I got wasted. I thought I was safe. I didn't think anyone there was going to hurt me, you know. I'm safe. I can get wasted. I'll be fine as long as other people don't take advantage of me because I'm drunk, which the guy did. The guy said something to me. He felt like I didn't give him the respect he deserved and then beat the shit out of me for that, which is not normal. And it wasn't just him, by the way. There was another guy that was like holding me down. It was like a little wild, a little crazy, you know. But that same guy that was holding me down brought me steaks later when the rabbi told him bring him steak, you know. Like, just saying it all worked out, but it was all building durability, building endurance. Saying none of this trip has been smooth. It's been fun. It's been exciting. I've been to many new places, many old places. You know, I met a lot of good people. I made good connections. I think I made good content. You know, I met a lot of people that know me, know my family. Anyways, when I wanted to leave Haditch, it was time to leave Haditch. I was at this point desperate to leave, you know. I was not comfortable there anymore. Someone came, a group of 3. They weren't really going to take me. But one of them put out a video on his WhatsApp group. My mother saw it at 2 a.m., which she's not usually up at that time. Saw the video, called him, said, my son's there, stranded. Can you help him out? So this guy helped me out. He took me, we traveled for days already. It's been days we've been traveling together. We spent Shabbos together. He really took care of me. And I built good connections with him and the other 2 dudes. And now I'm in Warsaw. I'm about to take a train to Krakow. And again, I have this thing. We got dropped off all together in the airport in Warsaw. I'm looking for my taxi. I ordered a taxi to take me to the train station. I can't find it. After like 15 minutes, I realized, okay, I'm by departures because we went up to departures for them. I never went back down to arrivals. My taxi's by arrivals. So I'm delayed now. And I see once I'm in the taxi, I'm going to get to the train station. The train's going to leave in like 2 minutes. It's not enough time for me to book the ticket and find my platform. So I changed the destination midway to another train station a little farther. I get to the second train station with like less than 10 minutes for sure. There's someone gets to the booking window right before me, and the other booking windows, there was no one there. So I have to wait. I get my ticket. She tells me there's 3 minutes. Okay, I run to where she told me. I get upstairs. I don't know where to go. I ask someone, he says back downstairs. Go back downstairs. She says, no, it's back upstairs. I get to the platform. I go to platform 2 because I had a class 2 ticket, and I thought that was the platform. I missed my train. Again, I have a little bit of a test here, and my heart rate's going up and my racing thoughts, you know, that's another situation for a panic attack. But I go back to the window. I asked her if she can give me a refund or a new ticket. And she said, yes, no problem. And that was a big shock to me. Like, wow, really? I don't have to pay twice? Like, wow, thank you, Hashem, you know, thank you to this lady. Anyways, the new ticket, no more seats available. You have to pay for first class. No problem, pay for first class. The original ticket was $20. The upgraded seat is an extra $6, 6 point, whatever, almost $7. Okay. No problem, I get a better seat. Anyways, this train is going to get me to Krakow the same time as the other train would, even though it's leaving much later. I don't know if it's just an express train or it goes a different route, but it gets me there the same time, so I'm not even late for my flight. Also, another crazy thing on this whole story is that my flight was delayed an hour and a half. Randomly, last night, I checked, it was delayed an hour and a half. Like, not because of delay, they pushed it off. When do they ever do that? Is that normal? I've never seen that. Not a delay, like in red. It's still in green. It's still on time. They just pushed off the flight an hour and a half. More than an hour and a half, I think. And if they didn't do that, bro, I wouldn't make this flight, okay? I wouldn't make this flight. I don't know why they pushed off my flight so I can make it. Anyways, it's all about endurance and building endurance and durability. Why? What's the point of why? Because I think the point of life is to be able to be in a state of calmness, to be in a state of not being affected by anything. It's a very high and good place to be. Stoic, it's called in English. Stoicism, stoic. To be a stoic means you're not affected by the good, you're not affected by the bad. You're in control of your own emotions, your own thoughts. You don't care if they're nice to you, you don't care if they're mean to you. You don't care if the food tastes this way or that way. You don't care about anything. It doesn't affect you. What's the point of being in that state? I'm not entirely sure, but I would say it's conducive to a relationship with God, where it doesn't matter what's going around you, what's going on, you are connected to God. I believe Viktor Frankl wrote this in his book. He was, I believe, a psychiatrist, or psychologist, something like that. And he went through the Holocaust. And I believe he writes about this, how he was able to find in his own mind comfort and be just living with God, even amidst all the chaos. And that's a place you want to be. You want to be that you live your life in this body and in the next world without your body, but you live in a state where nothing affects you and you can connect to the infinite, unaffected by happenings around you. That's a state. It's conducive to godliness. You can connect to God when you're not panicking. So building durability, emuna, ובטחון, faith and trust in God, in yourself, but really in God, you know. That's today's lesson. It's less of a rant and more of a lesson. L'chaim u'levracha, bro. Telling you this whole trip, I've seen the hand of God guiding me, making things work, and challenging me on the way. And somehow things worked better. Like when I missed my bus, I got a hitchhike and I got to meet the father and the son, have a really good conversation with them. They were telling me the guy taps birch trees, taps them like maple syrup. You do for maple, he does it for birch, and he turns that into beer. I don't know how that works, but he turns it into beer. He makes beer from other stuff too, but he was showing me the birch trees. He told me they go foraging. He showed me where people were foraging for mushrooms. He said they do that too. They grind it for spices. They do different things. It was a very good conversation with him and his son. You know, we talked about, politics and the wars in Israel and in Ukraine. It was very good. That was better than the bus. It was a much more comfortable, better ride, and I got to spend time freely. Instead of being on a bus, I got to walk around town and then get a free ride, Also, by the bus stop, when I was waiting for that hour, when I was waiting for that bus, there was a couple. The dude was like fully tatted up, tattoos everywhere. He even asked me, he's like, what do they think about tattoos in your country? I said, it's totally cool. It's totally cool. No one in Israel cares. A lot of Israelis have tattoos. Orthodox Jews are against tattoos, but they're not going to judge a Gentile for having tattoos, or even a Jew that got tattoos previously, So yeah, I asked him, like, are you going to Hadich? No, but they told me which bus I need. Okay. I said, I can pay online or with a credit card? No. You don't have cash? No. They both went through their wallets and gave me money. They made sure I had the money for the bus. That money I later used I didn't need it. I just gave it to the cleaners who cleaned my room. They came to clean my room. And I remember I left the day previously. I left for an hour and I came back and my bed was made, fresh towels. It was like really cool. They refilled me on water bottles. It's like really cool. So they came the next day. I was just sitting there by the window in the hallway drinking vodka and Red Bull. They got a kick out of that I was just chilling with vodka and Red Bull. But anyways, yeah, I was like, no, you don't need to clean it. But I gave them money. I was like, I was like happy that, they're cleaning, and, they were very happy with the money. They were very, very happy with the money. And I told that guy, I messaged him on Instagram. I told him, I gave that money, said someone from your town took me all the way. I gave the money to the cleaners there. And I think he was happy about that. I think he gave me like a heart or something. But yeah, people have been really good to me. Really good to me. And I had good experiences. God has been really good to me. That's the point. God has been really good to me. He's testing me in order to build me, in order to get me into a better state of mind. Not to panic when challenges come up, but to let Him resolve them. Not to try to figure everything out and panic. Just to let God resolve things, and not even resolve things. They don't need to be resolved. You just gotta trust and have faith in God's plan and let it unfold. Let God unfold His plan for you. God's plan. Cool? Cool. I'm going in my train. First class ticket. Going to Krakow. Gonna take a taxi. Thank you, Hashem, for my mom paying for me and helping me out. Thank you, Hashem, for just hooking me up, giving me good people to hook me up. Going to Krakow. I'm gonna travel again soon, don't you worry. You know I can't sit in one place for too long. Chaim Levracha. I'll see you in Jerusalem. Should land in a few hours in Jerusalem. What time? I don't know. There's a time difference too. I would say, I don't know how long I'll be in Jerusalem. I think I want to say in like 12 hours I'll be in Jerusalem, but I don't know if that's accurate. In 18 hours for sure I'll already be there, for sure.